and they can dislocate, they can migrate, the port can displace, and it is tedious process, painful to the patient. In our device, it is just like plug and just like a belt, you fasten it. So ease of placement, less painful, and ease of removal, less inflammation. The size is just like a size of a tablet, so it's very less discomforting to the patient. And the advantage of these chemoports, these can be used to draw the blood directly from the heart if the patient requires testing, which a cancer patient regularly requires. You can infuse medicines, and this can be punctured 2000 times, and once you puncture it with a needle, you can keep the needle for 3 to 5 days. So the patient can complete the treatment for the whole lifetime. That is the advantage of port. For our clinical application, you can see we have migrated from these stages and we have reached to this final stage where our product is ready. Because it's an implantable device, it's a device which will be there in the body for more than 6 months. It becomes a type C medical device coming in contact with the blood. So we are now TRL 6 plus, everything molds and others are ready, the biocompatibility testing and a CDCO certification followed by ready to use. So the conventional therapies are given in the veins. Okay, and the moment the chemotherapy goes in the vein, I'll show you a picture. The simplest thing which can happen is the vein get thrombosed. It's a painful hand, and now you can't give any more chemotherapy in this hand. So, and if the chemotherapy comes out of it, you can imagine what will happen. It will be an ulcer which will never heal. And with this kind of device, you can see the video, this is implanted inside. You can even go for the swimming and everything, nothing is outside. There is a different version between the vein lines and this central port are called a peripherally inserted central catheters, but those things lies outside. We in India have a risk of infection. Taking care of those are very difficult. Here you don't require any care. Once a month you go to your doctor, get your therapy or get it flushed. That's it. So, like a chronic kidney disease, we are a world capital of diabetes, which is leading to a huge number of chronic kidney cases, which requires a regular dialysis. So these patients, they have shunts in one hand, so you can't use that hand. One hand where we require some therapy. So in those who require long-term treatment, long-term nutrition, so GI disorder, where you require long-term IV total parenteral nutrition, the port can be used. So there are multiple uses. Apart from this, you can even use as in the different places where the necks are doing surgery. In that, if you require this, you can put it in the other large vein called a femoral vein and others. So there are multiple uses apart from the chemo also. So for the certifications and this, CDSCO certification, biocompatibility itself costs 20 lakhs. CDSCO will be in the range of 10 to 15 lakhs. And the CE and the FDA certification, because now we are India, which is looking not only for make in India, but to export these to other countries, not only the Asian, even in the other countries. So CE and FDA would require another 25 to 30 lakhs. Apart from the industry manufacturing unit, so we are looking in the range of 5 to 10 CR so as to complete all legs. And the business opportunity is huge because we have seen a pandemic of COVID. Cancer is a pandemic. As per the data available in Google and everywhere, 1 in 10 men in India has a risk of cancer, 1 in 8 female. Already 15 lakh new cancer patients every year, and 70 to 80% requires chemotherapy. So the huge opportunity of the investor to get a hike in his investment from seed to series A or B, everybody will be benefited. The investment as a partnership in the company, and 5 to 10 CR, so that we can complete the leg. Half completion, even initial of 1 CR, and once we complete the leg, then they invest the further. That's okay. So it should be a. It is amazing. We are already a big Biotech grantee, so that was a huge support in the development phase. And after attending this, brushing a shoulder with those who's in the industry, those who have developed from innovation to a company, the words of wisdom and are huge, which has helped us in overcoming the hurdles, reducing the cost of biocompatibility, meeting the people who are into biocompatibility and testing and others. So that will be a great leap for us to move forward to market.
On the occasion of International Women's Day, Hitech's Hyderabad organized Business Women Expo from 10th to 12th of March 2023. The expo saw the participation of 225 exhibitors from 15 states. Mystartuptv spoke to few of the women entrepreneurs at the event. Listen in.
Hi, I'm Ritika Agarwal. I am the founder of Yuka Champs. We create and manufacture unique and educational board games for children 3 to 12 years old. I am a very big board game lover. I have been playing a lot of games since my childhood. Me as a family also play. And after my kids were born, I was searching for certain concept-oriented games for them. So I started creating games for them. From there my journey started, and I started doing my R&D. I searched for themes which were missing in the market, and that's how I started developing games for kids. So actually the research, the R&D part is the main part of my work. It takes around 2 to 3 years minimum for me to complete a whole game till production. First I come out with a theme which is missing in the market. Then I create a gameplay around it. Then I keep playtesting it with different age group of kids, different genre of kids. I go to learning centers, I play with them, I make different kinds of prototypes, and then from their feedback again I keep changing. So that like that we go up to 100 iterations of a single game. So what we started with, what we end with is completely different according to the feedback what we get from children and engagement. And then we go to the design part of it, the artwork, which I outsource it to international artists and different freelancers who are wonderful with it. Then again we go and play test it with children, how they are understanding with the artwork now. That also we play test. Then I go around searching for the components, best quality components, which we search pan India, where we can get a best dyes, tokens, everything. And then with different vendors we go under production, then we pack the final thing. So in fact that's kind of a problem we are tackling. That's a major problem we are trying to tackle. Most of the parents, all 100% of the parents are like, okay, technology is here, they are online, but they want to keep their kids offline and engaged in a meaningful way and fun way. So in fact, because the parents are now looking for so much opportunities to keep kids offline, parents are wanting this kind of games more and more, how much ever the online is increasing. And also these games helps families to spend quality time together. Parents keep wondering what to do with their child. Okay, they want to spend good quality time, but what to do? So these games also helps them to spend quality time, and in turn they learn things. Yes, definitely. So whenever I design a game, I keep to it that it's not only kids oriented, though our target audience are kids, but all adults also enjoy the games. It's not like, okay, because my kid wants to play, I have to play with him. They in turn start enjoying so much that adults start playing our games more. So it's a very good BIS certified. So BIS certified is the highest quality mark which a toy or a game can get for a product safety for kids. So if this means our products are completely safe for children, lab tested, each of our games. It's not sharp, it's all products are non-toxic. So you can be completely, what do you call, you can be completely tension free when you're using these games, because it's completely safe for children even if they take it in the mouth. So it's all toxic free and non-sharp objects, completely lab tested. So yes, India is a very price sensitive market, so we try to balance the price and quality. I wouldn't say we target a very lower range pricing market. We try to balance it because we also want to create a niche and try to come up with products which are very good quality and long lasting also, not something which is just you play for a few months and you discard it. This could be passed on for years, played for years, and the concepts are such which can be played again and again. There are very high replayability concept which we create. Till now we are a completely bootstrap company. We have put in our own money. It is, yes, very high capital intensive market because we have to go with high production MOQs to even start with, and because we come up with new concepts, whatever we come up with, it's a beta, it's a testing product. Only once it comes out in the market, we know the real review, real feedback. So that also takes a minimum quantity for us. Then we come out with changes, and also to market the games, to explain our games to the end consumers is also a difficult channel. So main thing what we have done is we have put QR codes which are linked to our YouTube videos, where the customer can just scan it. Outside the box it's a trailer video which won't take more than 20 seconds. Inside it is the complete how to play video. So it's very user friendly that way. That's our major source for that. Otherwise we also conduct board game events pan India wherever we sell our games. To create more awareness about our board games, we make children play our games, whoever comes in. So we are available both online, offline. We have a distribution channel pan India. We supply to around 300-400 stores pan India through the distribution channel. We are also into modern retail like Crossword, Latlift, and online we sell through Amazon, our own website. There are 20 plus other portals which are kids related like First Cry and Nestery, etc. We also recently started exporting to US through Amazon, and we are getting a very good response there also. And mainly our target sales are through retail and Amazon. As I told you, we create all games from scratch. These are our own concepts, completely unique. Nothing exists anywhere in the world what we create. That is one thing. We do a lot of R&D. Also, we never compromise on quality. Our game is, I can proudly say, at par and more ahead than the international quality also. That's why we are getting very good response in the US. All reviews and ratings, everywhere it's mentioned that our quality is very good. The games are very good. So in fact, we are proud that we are made in India, and we are getting good quality or better quality than international standards out.
My name is Dr. Shiv Shekhar Rai. I'm from Osmania University and from Biochemistry Department. And from that university, we have created a startup named Sensofil Biotech Private Limited. And here, we are developing a product that can actually revolutionize the detection of protein structure alteration. Like what happens in several cases, if you synthesize a protein, if you transport a protein, biosimilar, enzyme and antibody, what happens? There is a change of activity, change of its minimum structure. Now, what the setup is there as a state of art, like cyclodichromism, NMR, HPLC. Those techniques are very, very costly and not affordable by all of them, and they are very much time taking. Here, what we are offering is a technique that can be used in a normal laboratory atmosphere using instrument like UV spectroscopy, simple image processing, and by doing that you can say whether the protein structure is all right or there is any change of structure. So without using any high-end instrumentation and inexpensive methods, we can give you an output that is given in a 10 times less expensive way compared to the state of the art. This is what we are presenting by this prototype. It's QC Prot TM. There are several benefits to start with. Suppose you are synthesizing a protein in a biopharma industry. Now there are several batches of processing you do. So if you have to quality control of all your batches through the existing techniques, it will cost you a fortune. But if you use our method by simply using 10 to 15 minutes using a very traditional instrumentation, you can finish everything and with 100% assurance and accuracy of your result. Suppose you are sending a protein for a transport purpose, and after the transport, when you are receiving a protein, whether it is coming to you in a proper condition or not, you can simply check that one by using this kit, and you will get the result whether the protein has any structural change or not. You can rely on something or not. Whether the protein which is lying on your desk for several years or several months even, whether that can be thrown away or that can be used. It's valid for very, very expensive proteins, which normally you buy once in a few years. Size market is huge. The biosimilar market in India itself is more than 200 to 300 crores. And if you see the global market in 2023, it is around it's around close to 8 trillion. It is close to 8 trillion, including biosimilars, enzyme, antibodies, everything. So our market is placed not in India, it's in US, Eurozone, Australia, China, Japan. So all those countries have potential to be used this technique, because no such technique available globally. I can say globally, which can actually tell you the structure of protein, whether there is any change or not, using simple UV spectroscopy or using simple image analysis technique. Actually, our product that is QC Prot kit, so they can be used by biopharma, biotech who are actually synthesizing products, who are actually validating enzymes, antibodies, biosimilars for various kind of purposes, like creating life-saving drugs, point of care enzyme and drugs for identification of many methods. So on these cases, they can be a very much cheaper and efficient alternative compared to the existing techniques like CD, NMR, HPLC. We are in the prototype stage. We have validated on our own laboratory conditions. Now we are looking to validate in third-party validators, like in companies which will be interested to test our technique. We are actually finishing that point, that proof of concept within a month. So we will be going for validation stage from next year. So hopefully within 1 to 2 years, we will be ready to enter the market. And for that, we will be needing funding for validation part, and also our national patent is already done. We are actually going to receive it within few months and applying for the international patent, like a PCT. So PCT we are filing this month. So for that PCT purpose and validation purpose, we will be requiring additional of 20 lakhs for that purpose, and to run the show, to get our lab doing our daily jobs. So for next 2 years, it will be around 20 to 30 lakhs more. So we are looking at between 50 to 70 lakhs for a complete commercialization of our product. For commercial production, the investment, main component will be kit development. So kit development in ISO regularized company. We are already in a few weeks away to get our own ISO regulation. We are going through ISO 13485 regulation certification. As soon as we get the certification, we can directly go with commercialization and preparation of our own kits. Then we can do it in-house, and with very much a sterile atmosphere, we can do it in ourselves. So for that, we need to recruit more people. So in that case, recruitment budget, and for sterile component, we may need an additional of around 10 to 20 lakhs, between 10 to 20 lakhs, based on how much we are getting the initial orders that will be required for our commercialization part. But that will be after 2 years from now, when our validation will be done. 1 to 2 years from now. We will start with national, and as soon as our international patent is granted, we will go for the international marketing as well. For IKMC actually provided such a nice platform that it's not only like presenting your thing, you're knowing so much from the other presenters as well. There are great mentoring sessions. We have given excellent ideas and mentorships such that we can go to the next stages. So overall, a nice ecosystem has been derived from the IKMC. So we have attended IKMC for last 2 years, but that was online. So you never get the actual flavor until you go to the offline or physical mode. So this is an excellent experience as far as in our case is concerned.
Good evening, everyone. I am Professor Shomojit Roy. I am the co-founder of Solar Initiative Private Limited. We are based out of Kolkata, Bengal, and we are incubated in West Bengal Webel BCCI Incubator at Salt Lake in Kolkata. Our product is an innovation. It's a very portable modular oxygen making device. As you know, during the COVID period, we developed it with our own science, our own deep science and technology. We developed the product. It saved millions of lives. So it solves the pain points in the oxygen industry. So at a time when our health system was outstretched, this innovation came in handy for our friends, for our near ones, and as well as the community in that region en masse. So which is a pleasure and a beauty, and that is priceless, because we think that healthcare should be affordable. And as Dr. Devi Shetty says, and my dad is also a medical doctor, according to them, if healthcare is not affordable, it's no healthcare at all. So our mission is to make healthcare affordable, portable, and take it to every household so that no lives are lost. So the cost of this right now is 30,000 rupees. We are giving a discount of 5,000, but we are also exploring tech transfer possibilities because, you know, we are scientists. So we want to do a tech transfer, and we have the vision that there will be 2 modules available. One is the cheaper, inexpensive one, which should be very less, and one high-end one with lot of beautiful added add-ons like IoT implementation and Uber kind of implementation. And that will be a little bit expensive one. So we want to reduce the price, one below 10,000 segment and another one maybe 40-50,000 segment. So that's our vision. So it's a commercialized product, but now we have the market traction. If you Google, for example, Solar OM Redox, you will have a lot of internet traction. And recently, I'm very happy to say that recently Honorable Prime Minister launched this product in Pragati Maidan, and the Science Minister also inaugurated this product. So it came under the innovation of 75 innovations in 75 years of independence, and that was an initiative initiated by Biotech, which also connected us with the IKP knowledge platform. So we are now partnered with IKP, and we hope that we can take this innovation further so that if anyone needs oxygen, we want OM Redox to be a household name here or even in Mars. So we are in the process of nucleating that ecosystem. So this is our first product. We have several other products in the pipeline. So this product, we now want to do a tech transfer, layer by layer tech transfer. And that's where we are partnering with IKP because they have a lot of experience and expertise so as to make this scaled across continents, across the countries. And this will make the dream of Made in India come true at high innovation and high deep science tech space. So that's our business model. Basically, we want to license it across different countries. So we are having discussion with Bangladesh. We are also in the final stages of discussion with Webel, who is licensed. We are in the process of licensing it. So licensing is our model, and we have non-exclusive license. And we are also looking forward for partnership in southern India, meaning Hyderabad and around, because this is the most happening place so far as innovation, deep science is concerned. This has been an awesome experience. We are extremely thankful because we have come across an extremely talented set of people who cuts across the edges of expertise with legal knowledge as well as epistemology. which is a rare combination which we see in the IKP team, right from the CEO, right down to Harshata Vadkar and Bandhana. So we have an excellent team. They are working together seamlessly, and this has been a wonderful experience. We were able to connect with top people, decision makers, and we were also see the possibility of even nucleating a tech transfer right here in Hyderabad. So we are extremely pleased. We didn't expect so much. So we have our hands full, and we are very, very grateful to IKP as well as Biotech for giving us this opportunity. I think this is a unique initiative, I would say, because my startup, what you are doing is really a platform, because startups, what they look for platforms to be promoted. People who are doing startup, they are not doing it for revenue sake only. They are doing it because it's a passion, and they need facilitating platforms, because platforms are like yours, my startup, can make a difference, and they can really take the startups like ours to doors and across barriers, because nowadays people don't read newspapers. Everything happens on Twitter, on Facebook in real time. And that's where technology, seamless technology and seamlessly integrated platforms like my startup and similar initiatives can create a new ecosystem. They can become a new fourth pillar, so to speak, of this fabric where executive, legislature and judiciary, if you consider them as three pillars, then these type of platforms can become the fourth pillar, and they can enable us and they can reach us, take us to a different level. So I think it's a wonderful initiative, and we hope that we can also be part of this initiative and help each other and giving back to the society. That's also the dream, I think, of every startup owner or startup initiator, because at the bottom of our heart, we are trying to make India a better place to be. So it's a wonderful initiative, and thank you so much.
Hello, my name is SK Dash, and I am the Managing Director of Textile Life Sciences Private Limited, which focuses on botanical extracts and using it to validate drug discovery, so that we target those illnesses for which currently allopathic drugs are not adequate, or they don't actually sustain the entire spectrum of requirement that is supposed to be there. So currently we are working on eliminating malaria. So when people think about anti-malarial, we have gone that extra step, and as you know, WHO has mandated that by 2030 the entire the developing countries should eliminate malaria, and India happens to be number 4 in the burden ranking, and number 1, 2, 3 is obviously from Africa. So if we can just take down the top 10 countries, then 90% of our burden of malaria is eradicated. So till now, the government or the authorities, they were focusing on vector control. Vector control means the mosquito management part of it by fogging, anti-larval measures, but that's not adequate. What is required is the parasites remain hidden in the human liver, and they are asymptomatic. So this facilitates the transmission. So if you want to eliminate malaria, then you got to cleanse the entire area, the endemic area that is harboring the parasite, by giving repeat dose of a safe anti-malarial. So that is why all anti-malarials cannot be used to take out malaria, because they have side effects. But the one which we are developing is very safe, and it is nano encapsulated, and it is target delivered to go and hit the liver. And that is where at the initial stages the plasmodium multiplies. So if you take care of that, no more clinical signs of malaria, and also the residual parasite that is there in the reservoir, that also gets cleansed. So that's our part or our contribution towards eradication of malaria. So, as I said, in the endemic areas, the people, they may be asymptomatic, they don't show signs of malaria, but they are very much harboring the parasite. So the parasite and the human host, they have a symbiotic relationship. So unless we cleanse that or sanitize that part of the liver which is harboring the parasite, we can't take out the entire or eliminate malaria. So the formulation that we have is actually can be given to any asymptomatic people, so-called healthy people, and they can take that. This can be given in pregnancy, it can be given to children, because it is botanical based and quite safe, well characterized. So that is how it can be mass deployed. We have already completed the preclinical phase. Now we have been covered by Big 16 of Biotech. We have been funded, and thanks to Biotech we are there. We have validated the proof of concept. Now we have to go to the human clinical trials, that is phase 1, phase 2, and that can only happen when we have additional set of funds. We are looking something like 3 to 4 crores, and that will take us up to the phase 3 clinical trial. So we are talking to different facilitators, funding organization, hoping to catch their attention. If currently the funding that we are looking for is available, then I think within 2 years' time, we should be in a position to roll out the product and commercialize that product. Since we have traveled this far, it's actually facilitated by IKP, and thanks to IKMC 22, so we are able to exhibit whatever our products are there, whatever technologies we have developed, our progress to the visiting dignitaries and people who are interested, and that way we hope to catch their attention and take our journey forward. So this is something which India has to do, because it has high malaria burden, number 1, and number 2, it's a sort of leadership that is looked forward from India for the African countries, and that is something which we should capitalize on. I mean, we should be encouraged through availability of funding, and that puts India into a space where you don't have to depend on artesunate. Today, artesunate, which is the present anti-malarial, has gone resistant. But we have done our tests at CCMB, Hyderabad, which shows that we are good to go even for resistant variety. So we are on the cusp of something good. And by the way, I can also say that malaria has fetched 2 Nobel Prizes. This is a product, and we are there who are giving alternative to artesunate, maybe if not the Nobel, at least some great prize for this sort of discovery and recognition certainly accrues to us.
On the occasion of International Women's Day, HITEX Hyderabad organized Business Women Expo from 10th to 12th of March 2023. The expo saw the participation of 225 exhibitors from 15 states. Mystartuptv spoke to few of the women entrepreneurs at the event. Listen.
So first of all, Eden Life. Eden means the Garden of Eden, and it also means fire and a place of pleasure. Now our products are pickles and puddies. What we do is we are trying to bring you the forgotten taste which our mothers and our parents and our grandparents used to make when we were kids. I've traveled all around India and outside as well, but this particular taste was difficult to get because there is a way of making things the right way, and that is what we are trying. India is a big country. Like the languages that we have a lot of cuisines as well. Now, every cuisine is particular to a specific city, and every family has a different way of doing things. But then, when it comes to food, it is the taste which connects us all. So what I am trying to do is make sure that I am appealing to your taste palette and making sure that I'm trying to do the best out of everything. And how does that taste come out? That taste comes out of the ingredients that we use. The best ingredients that come together create a taste which you don't forget. So regardless of which space that you are from in India, as long as the taste is good, we all connect to it. So regardless of where you're from, what your background is, the palate which you've been used to or the taste which you've been used to, I'm making sure that I'm giving you a product which is the best, and I'm sure and I hope that you would love our product. So now this product which I'm offering under Eden Life is something which I have grown up with, and while I travel, that has been my go-to. Like I couldn't live without it, because when you're working, when you're running around, there needs to be a comfort food which you can come back home to. It is not something which you can order online, not something like a fast food, something which reminds me of home. So I used to carry my mom-made pickles everywhere. And as a kid, because people used to love mom-made pickles, I used to deliver. So I've come a full circle back into the space around delivering the pickles again like I used to. So when it comes to the research, it is something which I have grown up with, one thing. And while trying to do things right, because over a period of time, there's so much convenience which has come into picture that we have forgotten to do the things right. So where I'm sourcing the ingredients from, where am I getting the right ingredients, the spaces where I'm getting it, and also the areas that they grow. Now, there is a difference in between soil as well, and it is related to the taste. Like red soil, there are certain things which are grown on red soil. There are certain things which comes from black soil, because depending on the geographical spacing of that particular space, the taste changes, and that those are the places where specific things are grown. So all of this research has gone into it, apart from the heirloom recipes that we are using. And at the same time, currently in market, what are the other pickle providers that we have, and also what is the best way to store pickles, what is the material that we can store the pickles in, and also what are the masalas we can use. Now even in chilies, there are different types of chilies, which is the acceptable spice level. So all of this research, and also when it comes to oil, what is the kind of oil which is good. Now there's gingerly oil, there is groundnut oil, there's a lot of oils like sesame oil, mustard oil, but some pickles taste really good in groundnut oil, which is a traditional way of doing. But some are good in mustard oil, but people aren't used to it. So that is the kind of research goes behind the... Since we have started the company, we have been doing a lot of flea markets, because I want to be there in front of the customer and introduce them to the product, because there are a lot of pickle companies around, yes, and we didn't want to be one of them. We wanted to stand out. That's why even our packaging is very different. You look at it from a distance, you don't feel like it is a pickle company. And once you come closer, you see the packaging and then you want to try. So the first and foremost thing is the name, which is a bit different. It takes a little while for a customer to come to us, but then they understand what it is once they come closer. And the very first thing, the introduction, goes this way. So I tell them that we are 100% preservative free and all natural. And how do we achieve it? We take care of each and every ingredient that goes into your pickle. Be it turmeric, be it chili powder. We make sure that we are getting the turmeric tubes, we are getting the chili, sourcing them from outside, curing it, and everything is hand pounded at our in-house facility. That's how we are making sure that colors and everything are not coming into your products, like preservatives or anything else. And by doing flea markets, we are putting the brand out there. I'm able to introduce to them live and then make them taste the products. And once anyone has tasted the product, we only had them coming back for more. So you can see the reviews which we have here. You can see our review shared on our Instagram, where people have finished our pickles in like 2 days, and they've come back and messaged like, listen, we have just picked up your pickle and we've already finished it. And they're coming back for more. So,
and this is available, how do you sell it?
So,
market, online?
Flea markets, yes, we try get into as many flea markets as possible. We started officially in October, and since then we have been doing flea markets every month. Then we are selling on our website edenlife.in. We're trying to get onto Amazon, and we should be in a few stores soon. But right now we are very active on our website. So When it comes to pricing, we are competitively priced on par with the market. But at the same time, for the right product, the kind of response that I've gotten, I have not seen anybody saying that the price is on a higher point. As soon as they've tasted, they have never noticed the price. It's just like picking up bottles and taking it home. That's been the case until now. And once we have the customers, like once we know that the customer is loyal and they are ordering from us, we start giving, we try to make sure that we are complimenting them by giving them extra powders, because I want to make sure that the customers who have come to us are with us, and we are treating the customers and we are giving them something more for their trust in us, because we are barely new and without their trust we are nothing. So we try that for the customers who are already with us. So in pickles we have, in vegetarian pickles we have 9 varieties. We do lemon and bitter gourd, we do lemon, we have adrak, we do gooseberry, we do gongura. Gongura is quite famous down south here, something you must try. Then we have red chili, we have, okay, so we also do chicken pickle in non-vegetarian. That is the hottest selling one in non-vegetarian category. And then it's gongura and gooseberry, which have been had a good response. And we also do poddies. We have 6 types of poddies. We have just introduced 3 more poddies. We do curry leaf powder, karam poddi, idli karam poddi. Then we do mint and coriander karam poddi, flax seeds poddi, and we do bitter gourd poddi as well.
Good morning, this is Rohan Tripathi. I'm the founder of iNovocare Health Sub Solutions Private Limited. Now, if any of you follow cricket regularly, you would have seen that this year during the IPL auctions, the auctioneer Hugh Edmundis had a fall, had a blackout and fell down. That is one of the symptoms of autonomic neuropathy. That is what we are trying to diagnose here. If you see that autonomic neuropathy has not one but many symptoms that tremendously degrade the general quality of life, and this increases a lot when you have diabetes, when you have old age, and even with some diseases like long COVID. So what we are doing here is we are recording your body's response when you are performing certain activities like change in posture, when you are doing activities like sustained hand grip, when you are doing a Valsalva maneuver, and we are comparing it with the medically set parameters results. We are following the Edwings et al. That has been accepted by the medical fraternity globally. The way we entered working into this was we had developed a very simple prototype of a head-up tiltable test for one of our mentors, Dr. Shaman's Dutt, at the School of Tropical Medicine, Kolkata. Upon setting this up, we found out that the diagnostics required with that simple seesaw-like head-up tiltable test were severely lacking. After understanding that, we went to a lot of doctors, for people involved in the medical education fraternity, and there we found out that a lot of doctors, they are saying, when we are asking them, do you think your patients, especially the diabetic people, must have this test done? They are saying yes. Then we ask them, how many of your patients have done it? Then they give us a smile. That's why we critically understood and tried to understand why this test is not happening. We examined the existing devices in this who are doing this partially. We found that one of the issues was the price was an issue, accessibility was an issue. Another issue was these devices are very bulky devices where the software runs in a separate PC or computer. That you can understand increases the price by 60-70,000. And if you think of the range of this problem, in India, the diabetic numbers are not a surprise to anyone. Even the elderly boom is absolutely at our doors. So that's why we think this is the time to look into this product. it's not about what I think, it's what the American Diabetes Association recommends. They are saying that for everyone with type 2 diabetes mellitus, everyone should have periodic testing of autonomic neuropathy. And even for the elderly, this is also critically required. Even these days, the doctors are saying for people who are rehabilitating or recovering from stroke, the stroke patients, to understand the quality of rehabilitation, this is required. Even these days, they are saying, the medical science is saying that for the sports people, because the sports people have to go through a lot of checks to see their physical fitness is at the best levels. You can perform a yo-yo test to get your external fitness done, but what about your autonomic neuropathy? So for these responses, it's essential to have tests like this. Currently, we have completed the individual parameter testing successfully with a very positive result. We have received the bioignition grant, and up next we are heading towards the testing in the medical clinical setting with near about 100 patients in a hospital with a medical supervision. Currently, what we are planning to do is enter near the commercial stage, gather as much as data from the grants that we have raised using Biotech Big and initially Nidhi Prayas. Once we have sufficient data, then definitely we will require a lot of funds, because for a medical device, the clearance and the diagnostics, and we don't want to be restricted only in India, so the international licensing also will require sufficient amount of money. There was a lot of interest, not only from the doctors but also people in the medical research community. They showed significant amount of interest, and they even as we are taking some time developing it, I frequently get contacted and calls like, "How far are you? Have you done it?" Like in this upcoming 14th November is the World Diabetes Day. So yesterday only I got a call from one of the doctors who is one of our biggest supporters. Like, let's have a screening with your device on that day. I say, just wait a little, let us get some momentum, and then we will proceed. It was absolutely great attending the IKMC 2022. I have been here previously in IKMC 2019 as well. Last 2 years I attended the online versions, but being here physically, meeting the who's who of the medical innovation community, it has been just awesome. And also meeting a lot of my mentors here also. So it has been a great learning experience.
It's an academic spin-off based at Mystartuptv, and we are operating from Jaipur. We have developed a green technology industrial solution for the treatment of textile industrial effluent from the textile industry. Since we know that textile industries is the third amongst the global landscape, and because of the pollution that it creates, it is being placed in the red category. So our aim through our product GT Biozyme is to convert the red industry into the green industry. We basically treat the water and make it used, upcycled by the same industry, and the solid sludge that has been generated by the process of the treatment is going to be sent to the fertilizer industry. So it's basically contributing to the circular economy of the nation. So here we present the product GT Biozyme by Great Authority. We are the early stage revenue, and we had started our revenue operations since July only, and we are very happy to share that with all the intensive research of 5 years, we have developed this product and technology, and we have done extensive trials at multiple scales in various locations in Rajasthan, and we have been successfully able to treat the facility and reduce the operational expenditure for the end user by 40 to 45%. So the stakeholders in our case is the textile sector, textile industries, which are dyeing and printing, because every person needs clothes to wear, whether it is handmade or printed, and they generate tons and tons of waste which is being there. So basically there is an unmet need of the industry that they are able to decolor, but they are not able to detoxify it. And the compliances as per the Pollution Control Board and NGT has been increasing. day by day. So it's a threat to the industry, but in a way it's an opportunity for us. Presently, we have a grant from MSME Government of India, and we have completed our first tranche, and they have committed us 1 CR for the next round, and for the planting machinery. And after that, there is a scheme, since we are under the umbrella of Ministry of MSME, Government of India. So they have a program of CDP, that is Cluster Development Program. So we are looking forward to that there, wherein we can have a grant or convertible equity of 16 CR. So that is good to go to have a good landing in the thing. And by that time, and we are expecting a break even of approximately in 18 to 20 months. So by the time we'll have all these things, we'll be able to stand on our own feet. Presently, we are focusing on the industrial sector because in only Rajasthan we have 90,000 MSME units. So it's a huge market sitting in one of the textile hub of the nation. So in first year, we are planning to set up all the things in Rajasthan and across, and then touching upon the various textile hubs across the nation, and then hitting the global market. Thereafter, we are planning to target the industries which are using color in any form, like cosmetics, leather, tannery, food, whichever is using color. Because basically we are detoxifying the biomolecules which has been generated by these industries. So, and we have a record degradation of 98.8% efficacy with a dye concentration as high as 1 lakh ppm. So that is bang on, and for that we have filed in a patent, and we have filed a FER. We are DIPP registered startup, so we have filed it through expedited examination. So we are looking forward. IKP and IKMC, from last 2 years, we are virtually attending this IKMC, and this year we are very happy to be here in person. And IKP has been instrumental ever since we are there, and they are giving a hand-holding support since 2019. So thanks to the team IKP and IKMC to give us such a beautiful, wonderful platform and a network connect peer-to-peer learning, and it's so much. Mystartuptv, it looks great. I have met a guy during the lunch, and I said that this looks beautiful. And then I said that, where do you operate from? So they're like, we are based in Hyderabad and we operate globally. So it is so beautiful, such nice energetic team with young guys around, and they're very enthusiastic and energetic, moving around here and there, and it's good with it. And the term My Startup, since startup ecosystem is growing beautifully in India, so much of government push and so many initiatives are there. So whenever you you read this word startup, Ignite comes in the startup ecosystem. So we can correlate to the ecosystem like this.
Hi, my name is Chandramouli. I'm the founder of Care Health Tech Services Private Limited. So what we are doing in Care is we are primarily trying to bridge the gap between the rural patients and the doctors in the city with the help of a health worker. So ideally, through our model, we'll be empowering ASHA workers, Anganwadi workers, or diagnostics center guys, or even a paramedic personnel with our mobile app, which will enable them to book appointments on behalf of the patients and connect them to the right specialists. So as you know, nearly 70% of the population in India lives in rural areas, and many of them do not have access to specialist doctors, right? So even in the primary healthcare centers, which are almost like 10 kilometers away, none of them have a proper doctor. And in community health centers, nearly 70% of them also don't have specialist doctors. So ideally, if somebody wants to have access in the rural area to get access to a specialist doctor, they need to travel almost close to 70 kilometers. So as you know, that is very difficult. On top of it, there are patient profiles like pregnant women, senior citizens, injured personnel. So they need specialists, and they can't even move an inch out of their house. So the idea is to help these kind of patients with the help of health workers. So we have built an app, mobile app. Basically through that app, as I said, they'll be able to consult with the senior specialists. Apart from that, the health workers can also bring out the vital details which is required for the doctor. Ideally in a telemedicine, as you know, when it happens between the doctor and the patient, many times they don't have access to vital details like blood pressure, BP, sugar, and so on. But here, because the health worker is present with the patient, they can also provide all the details. So in that way, the kind of quality of care is improved and the accessibility is also provided along with the affordability. We are actually building a franchising model as of now, wherein we have identified in the rural setups diagnostic center guys or a pharmacy guys who have some background, and we are onboarding them with our platform. So we are giving them our platform as well as our doctors, specialist doctors, so that they can actually consult through our platform. So that's how we are doing. So we've recently started, so we are expanding in some of the pockets of Uttar Pradesh. We are focusing mainly on getting our platform integrated with the Ayushman Bharat digital mission. So as you know, like ABDM is one of the key initiatives of Government of India, where they are trying to build a healthcare record system for the patients across India, right? So we are actively working on that, through which we'll be able to directly work with the Government of India in creating ABHA IDs for the rural patients, and also be part of doing some direct assignments given by the Government of India. So that is going to be one source of income. The other is this franchising model, where we will identify some health workers on the ground and enable them through our platform. So the other model is, as you know, most of the target audiences are low income population. So ideally, we cannot actually charge them a lot of money for the treatment. So we are also working with foundations, wherein we are tying up through CSR models, where we are enabling our platform, or probably giving our technology platform to them, so that they can actually provide this healthcare through. So we are basically working on some model together and reaching out to these foundations to raise funds for the health programs. So we are working out different models. There are some clinics already in the rural pockets who doesn't have a technology. They primarily are doing either through WhatsApp or Zoom or video and so on. So they can also use our software, because it in the back end, as I said, we are integrated with ABDM, and it also maintains health records. We have access to vitals and everything. So we'll be able to also digitize their entire process through our platform. So I would say a small size HMR system is built in this entire app. So the software we built is it works both in a tab or a mobile phone, and even on a laptop, like if somebody wants to operate through a laptop. But ideally, what we have done is we assume that many of the patients in the rural areas do not have a smartphone, right? So that is the reason we are actually driving through the health workers. So ideally, it is the only health worker who will have the smartphone. It need not to be the patient who needs to carry a smartphone. Yeah. IKM, I've been actually associated with them through GenCare. So we are part of GenCare mission program. So through them we know IKM, and also through other colleagues and some of my previous connects. So I know about IKM, and that's how I was basically come to this event. So far the experience has been great. I've been actually made some very good connects here, and great networking has happened, and also met new friends. So that's the whole idea. So I think overall experience has been tremendous.
Hi, I am Arshad. I'm from Kerala. I am the founder of Coexine Technologies Healthcare Private Limited. We are into psychology and physiotherapy tool manufacturing startup company, registered in Startup India, Kerala Startup Mission, DPIIT. We are into, as I mentioned, we are into psychology and physiotherapy tool manufacturing. Our concept is to measure the attention of our society, people, those who want to be tested, like how much we have the attention and how much we have the finger coordination, like fine motor and gross motor level. So these are the three main points. And also we would like to there is no any evidence-based exercise tools are available in the market. So these all are our main attraction of our products, and we have currently 4 types of products, like concentration coordination testing apparatus, which we can help to measure our fine motor coordination and our attention level. So once we find a poor performance in that device, in that testing tool, we have an exercise tool for improvement. That exercise tool, we named it as concentration coordination exercise tool, which helps to improve attention and coordination, fine motor coordination, memory power, handwriting, self-confidence. So this all we already researched, and we find out those improvements in the population such as ADHD, learning disability, mental retardation, autism, and ataxia patient, Alzheimer's patient. So those populations can use our exercise tool for the improvement of their hand coordination, memory power, and attention level. So, and also we have another tool like gross motor coordination and gross motor coordination diagnostic tool, which helps to measure our gross motor muscle coordination with our brain and attention level. So once we get that poor performance in our testing tool, we have an exercise tool for the gross motor coordination exercise tool. That exercise tool helps to improve the gross motor coordination of main muscle coordination with our brain and attention level. Also the body balancing, we can improve the body balance by daily practicing. Also self-confidence to be improved by daily practicing. So this all are we researched, and we got the paper also we finished, and everything we are done with. Yeah. Where we are finding like normal students are everything qualified, but everything is happening from the basic, from the school structure. We have to build everything. So what we find is like we have to give some teaching for the children in our population, and we have to teach them. There is some technique, is there cognitive skills technique like hand coordination, attention level. So we can improve the attention level by practicing such type of things. So what they will be getting, like they will be thinking far more better than now. So that is the main thing, and also attention is very much important in our daily life, as you said. It should be nowadays nobody knows about how we can improve. We just telling the children to you give attention, you learn that thing. That's the only one that we are forcing them. We also don't know how to improve, how to do it. So we are telling those people that we have the device for that. No need to be forced the population to do this like this. Just practice with our tool, and they will definitely get improvement in the attention and hand coordination. Currently, we are looking for actually 2 crores, and for the complete, we have to change our aesthetic design, and we want to implement that one all over the pan India. And also, we already studied some market study in UAE, and we found there also requirement is there. So we want to expand that also. So altogether, we are looking for expansion. Actually, currently we have the basic model of hardware system only. It's an equipment. So we are planning in the future. We are just looking for a funding to raise. Once we got that funding, we will definitely make it to an, as you said, integrate with the system. Like we can convert our testing tool to artificial intelligence integration, and also the exercise tools we can convert to IoT, Internet of Things. So we have the logic, everything, and we are just waiting for an funding. Currently, we have the revenue like monthly. We have around 1 lakh. We are doing there, but we will get more if we try for that. We definitely will get more, and we are just trying to make it like that. We just currently we have only reached up to Chennai, but we already reached in the AIIMS Delhi, and so getting some response from them. So we got that as our design is very good, and they appreciated us as well. And they said some suggestions for that. We already implemented suggestions, and it's moving now. Yeah, in the testing tools we are selling with 22,500 MRP, and the exercise tools we are in a different tools. The fine motor level we are selling with 3,000, and the gross motor we are selling with 3,500. Yeah, it's very great. IKP. I actually don't know about these facilities in Hyderabad. I came here before 2 times, and I just visited the universities and other hospitals only. But coming to this IKP, I came to know that there is some supporting people are there for startups, and also they are much experienced. And yesterday their inauguration was very impressive, and it's very knowledgeable also. So being in touch with these people, it will be very benefitable people like me. So I really appreciate IKP to have me here.
On the occasion of International Women's Day, HITEX Hyderabad organized Business Women Expo from 10th to 12th of March 2023. The expo saw the participation of 225 exhibitors from 15 states. Mystartuptv spoke to few of the women entrepreneurs at the event. Listen in.
We are co-owners of Indian Weaves. We are into traditional weaves as well as fancy weaves as well. And we are here to spread our culture along with the upliftment of our weavers.
Hello, I am Aparnita Karmarkar and I am partnered with my sister Suvarna in Indian Weaves. The reason we started Indian Weaves was for the upliftment of workers. So we have handlooms, power looms and a few fancy saris also.
We sisters are very passionate about saris and about our traditional weaves. So from a very early age, we used to visit the weavers. So we used to visit the weavers for our personal buying saris and for the family members as well. And this is how it started. So we started fetching saris for our friends and families. And just one fine day, we were talking to each other. We are sisters, we chit chat daily. So we thought of all this idea of getting the traditional weaves and our local weaves from the local weavers. And as we are benefited by our textile tool, we want everybody in India and abroad also to get benefited with our.
We go on tours. So we love to travel and we travel a lot. So wherever we have been traveling, we visit the weavers there. So wherever the saris are made. So for an example, if you are in Hyderabad, you can visit Pochampalli. So Pochampalli is a place where the weavers make saris, weave saris there. So whenever we are visiting that place, that is how we get in touch with the weavers. We establish a rapport with the weavers. We then order the saris accordingly from them as per the requirement.
This is a Kolkata weave. And the design is pure baluchari. It's a pure handloom and pure cotton sari. So this is our traditional sari, and I have teamed it with a halter neck blouse. And so our motto is to spread our tradition with style. So now young generation, we want young generation to wear our traditional weaves because many of our weaves are like, dying. So we want the revival of that.
This inspiration of handloom saris comes from our mother. She is an ardent lover of handloom. So that we have seen our mom wearing it and that is how it has come. For me, if you see, I am wearing a cotton, pure handloom cotton jamdini sari and I have paired it with a normal t-shirt, ganji what you call, a normal crop top. And I wear all my saris that way because I am very uncomfortable with the blouses. And that is what the young generation is. So, coming back to style and comfort, both has to be there. If you give the recent generation, tell them wear a sari out of your comfort zone, it will not work for them. But they are ready to drape a sari, but with some style in it. So,
we actually handpick most of our saris through our textile tool. Like before this exhibition, we had a Banaras tool and she had a South tool. So we handpick few of the saris, whichever are because we can have that look and feel of the sari while we are handpicking the saris.
Also adding to it, we do get saris which are hand painted. So if you have a concept, if you have a story that you want to go on a sari, then yes, we can get it hand painted on the color, the texture of the sari, whichever one wants, and we can get it hand painted for them.
We have saris ranging from 1500 to 25,000, 1 lakh. The upper cost,
this 1,500 is again pure handloom saris. These are not machine made or so it comes from the weavers directly. Yes. So Calcutta is famous for handlooms, South is famous for handlooms, but affordable handlooms, it comes from every state of our country.
So we have affordable handlooms as well and sustainable fabrics also.
Yeah.
So we want all our customers and clients to avail all these benefits. So far we have covered I think 10-15 regions like Chanderi, Maheshwari, Varanasi,
Kolkata,
Yeola, where Paithani belongs, then Karnataka,
Coimbatore. So these are the places we have visited ourselves, spoken to the weaver, have seen their looms, have been in their houses, spoken to them. It's a very fascinating. But it takes a lot of efforts. Like Paithani might take anything between 15 days to a month just to weave one sari. It's a pure silk sari, so it takes that much of effort. That's the reason the prices are pretty high.
Yeah, it is lot positive now, and people like, I have seen actually more ladies in South, they have a lot of an eye and appreciation for the handlooms and all our traditional weaves, and they understand the weaves. So I think Kanchipuram sari lover will always go for a pure zari Kanchipuram sari.
No compromise.
Not even go for a tested zari.
No, we have seen even if the sons are coming to buy for their mothers, they go for handlooms. They are like, I don't want anything else but handlooms for my mother. So that is how the taste is developed, even in the male category.
In this exhibition, we got 4 boys who wanted to buy saris for their mother.
And that they wanted handloom.
And it was satisfying for us that we could provide the sari, handloom sari in the range what they want.
It runs in the family, it runs as a tradition. So what we have here is a tradition. And we are hoping we can pass it on to next generation. Because when you go, when men check out the saris colors, there are more colors they realize.
Other than RGB and black and white.
Because for them, RGB and black and white are the only colors that exist.
On the occasion of International Women's Day, High-Tech's Hyderabad organized Business Women Expo from 10th to 12th of March 2023. The expo saw the participation of 225 exhibitors from 15 states. Mystartuptv spoke to few of the women entrepreneurs at the event. Listen in.
I'm Dr. Mahalakshmi Reddy, founder and CEO of the company Live Florals. It's a flower preservation company in India for first of its kind, for preserving the natural flowers for eternal flower. So we try to process using the lyophilization technology, so we call it as a Live Florals. Like any flower, when it is given as a gift, has some attachment of emotion, but when the flowers wither, it takes away all that emotion. So when you can preserve the flower and give it as a gift for any event, it becomes a very useful memory. But in case of some events like wedding flowers and then our engagement flowers, Valentine flowers, these flowers are more precious for the person who receives it and gives it. So in that case, these kind of arrangements makes a wonderful collection so that they will enjoy it forever. We have 3 different segments, that is one for corporate requirements and one for social requirements, and generally it is for a customization. And when it is regular customization, we make it with the customer's choices. And when it is simple gifting, I have the gifting options, and we have the special option for the special options. This is a technology called lyophilization, where we try to process the flowers with the technology which is the most advanced technology, which is used for preserving any organs and then plasmas, and those things are preserved through this great technology. However, in my literature, I'm basically a scientist who worked for 24 years to research on this technology. So in my research, I found that it is possible to retain the natural quality of the flower only through the freeze drying technology. So I started working on it, and I found that this is the best that we can get out of the flower. So in the lyophilization process, the flower goes to -30 degrees and comes back to the room temperature within the period of about 3 to 6 days. 3 days for the smallest, tiny, tender flowers like this. This is called gypsophilia. This takes about 3 to 4 days. If it is only this flower, but if it goes with this flower, this requires about 7 days. So when we combine these two in the same machine, then it requires minimum of 7 days. So like this, depending upon what we load into the machine, the number of duration differs. But once you get it, it becomes 100% dry almost. So this, when it is exposed to the moisture, once again it reabsorbs moisture. So in order to avoid that, we need to encase them into the containers like this so that they'll remain forever as a memory. So this is, they are mostly used as a, when somebody takes, they put it on the table or on the work table. So it becomes a good gifting item for different occasions. Could be the wall hanging, like these are the things that we have for mounting as a gift that can be going into the interiors for mounting. Absolutely high, surely high. This is not like any other ordinary way of preserving, because the investment on the energy, investment on the time, everything is more with this. So surely it's a niche product. So only when you can afford to spend that much of resources, and then including that is inclusive of money, you will be able to get this kind of product. But the ultimate purpose is to enjoy the beauty of it in as it is condition. See, this is one of the smallest one. See, what happens is, it is not the flower alone. It takes about almost 35 to 40% of the cost goes only for the container, and then I had to order for the container and also especially for the lids, because this has to be perfectly fitting lid. If there is anything big or small, flower loses its quality. So the quality of the containers are so important. Once we load the product, this cost me around 750 is the lowest cost. So when I'm giving these flowers, which are in the form of a giftable items for any events, I do prepare like this, which will cost me around 3,000 to 4,000 rupees. And I also preserve the wedding flowers, Valentine flowers, engagement flowers, any special flowers that comes for memory. I preserve them like this. See, this is the wedding garland that has come along with the accessories. That is very precious for storing for. So those kind of accessories can be added to this kind of frames. So like this we make, then this is the customized one. So the same flowers, they customize it with the event of the occasion. So like this, there are very many choices with which we can design They are available on, yes, they are available on online for the gifting items. They are available online, but for the customized items, they reach me personally or home to get connected with what exactly they are looking for in the design. So according to that, I will design. When it comes to wedding flowers, usually they book in advance when there is outlet, so that I keep my machine ready for the flowers to go into it. In that case, my freshness of the flower will be retained. If there are some people who come little late, after 3-4 days, the flower starts losing its character. It's difficult for me to retrieve, though it is still possible. But when it is more than 10 days, absolutely not possible. So this is the challenge I face when the people get the flowers beyond children.
On the occasion of International Women's Day, HITEX Hyderabad organized Business Women Expo from 10th to 12th of March 2023. The expo saw the participation of 225 exhibitors from 15 states. Mystartuptv spoke to few of the women entrepreneurs at the event. Listen in.
Express Hygiene is a celebration campaign, travels from menarche to menopause and promotes alternative sustainable period products, where women and girl child, we will be there and we will be conducting all menstrual hygiene sessions, and then we will take care of their menstrual health. Red Express campaign, the theme is celebration theme. Why we choose celebration theme is, I came from a family where our puberty ceremony they will do. Like menstruations are the first menstruation we will celebrate. So I love that celebration theme. So how our birthdays we are celebrating, even the phase of child's life. This is very important phase of life. So I want to celebrate it. So then I'm with this thing. Our product is reusable fabric period pads. Those are very environment friendly and skin friendly. And these are made up of Ocotex certified fabric and having inner layers of 4 layers of terry and cotton flannel, and having leak proof layer also. One time if they purchase these fabric pads, they no need to buy till 4 to 5 years, because these reusable pads, they will come the duration 75 washes, and up to 5 years they can use. Like washing technique also, it is very simple, because like regular normal panty, how you will wash and dry in the sunlight, in the same kind, just after using the pads, put them under the running water, or just soak them 10 minutes in the 2 mugs of water, then put a normal soap, any detergent, and then wash them hand by hand, or else you can put them in the machine too. So the monthly process is hardly 10 to 15 minutes to take care of your own health and planet health. So we promote reusable fabric period pads as well as menstrual cups too, for the good health of women and planet too. I regularly go for different colleges, schools, slum areas and tribal areas to educate women and child over there about menstrual health and hygiene. And then I do online sessions for other country people, and I conduct so many Red Express stalls also over all over India, and I do have Red Express ambassadors to work for me. They are also doing volunteer work for me. So like that, Red Express themed campaign is going on to promote these reusable fabric pads.
So I help my mom with all the stalls and the sessions. I make creative posters and come up with games so that it is interactive for the people. And we not only show the products to them and scare them about the topic, we want them to enjoy their periods. Just try to embrace it, right? Understand what it is and how to deal with it. So we usually every year we just come up with new games. We ask them how they felt when they got their first period. Were they happy, sad? Then we also ask them about their flow. Is it heavy or light? And based on that, we suggest them pads. And this whole Red Express is like a celebration theme campaign. So all of our sessions and stalls are always decorated and playful and interactive. I concentrate more on how people are going to perceive, like the colors and the patterns, the designs. It shouldn't be like a boring product or something not interesting. So it should be colorful, and all the posters and banners should be informative, short, because people usually don't read a lot of paragraphs now. So it's just like a short thing with colors, and yeah, that's it.
When I started in 2016, people were not at all talking about periods. And when even in my own family, so many were not calling me for the auspicious programs for anything, because I talk about periods, and that time people very shy and they're not at all opening their mouth if I talk about periods. Then I came to know something should be funny, something should be interactive to talk to them. So that I came to menstrual cycle game. Like I'm asking them, which phase are you in? So I'm taking to the sessions a spinning wheel game, whereas the menstrual cycle is sticked over there, and then I'm asking them, which phase are you in? If the phase is matched to their current phase while spinning the wheel, I'm giving a prize to them. So slowly children were opening up their mouth, and then they're talking about first period stories, and then menstrual cycle games, and lot of these interactive games. So comparatively 2016 to till 2023, now people are okay. Still taboo is there, but it's okay. That percentage is higher only.
I'm Komal Shah and I'm the founder of Ikshana Healthcare. This is a poster of our work. We are working on developing a treatment solution for women having urinary incontinence. So urinary incontinence refers to a condition where you don't have control over urine flow. So typically after childbirth or aging, or even women who have lung conditions can develop weakness in their pelvic floor muscles, and when these muscles become weak, it's difficult to control, basically to contract and relax the muscles the way they should be done for controlling urine itself. So for strengthening these muscles, it is possible to exercise. Just like any other muscle, you can exercise and strengthen them. For these also it's possible, but these muscles are deep seated inside the body. So it's not like your arm where you can see that you're bending enough and the exercise is happening correctly. So these muscles are inside the body. So about 40% women are not able to do these exercises correctly. So the electrical stimulation is a known alternative where you give stimulation pulses, electrical pulses to these muscles, and the pulses will make the muscles contract and relax the way they should happen clinically. So here what we are doing is that we are putting the same electrical stimulation, the entire technology platform, into a wearable. The reason why we are doing this is because this treatment, it needs to be given multiple times a day, every day for several months at a stretch. So it's difficult for women to visit clinical setups, say to a physiotherapist or to a gynecologist for so many times every day, and naturally the compliance is very low. So that's the reason why we need something which they can use in a portable manner. There are other devices which can do the same thing. Like in India, we have Liberty by Utah Medicals, but they give electrical stimulation with an intravaginal device, which is not comfortable and to a large extent seen as a taboo in India. So what we are using are surface-based electrodes. It's just a wearable where you can, this is the line along which electrodes and other parts come in. These are integrated in the wearable, and it's very thin and it's very discreet to use. So I can basically be wearing this sitting at my work desk doing my work, and no one would know that I'm actually taking the treatment. So that is the main USP of our device. The other aspect here is that women in general in India are not really aware that this situation can be cured. So we've actually met more than 100, about 120 women, and we've spoken to them. And what we learned is a lot of them think that, you know, my grandmother had it, my mother had it, so I was just expecting to get it. They just say that I'll put an alarm on my phone every 1 hour, I'll just go to the washroom. I won't let it collect, so, you know, it won't really leak. But they don't realize that it's going to escalate in some time. If you don't pay attention to it, after some time, it's just going to escalate the condition, and then it'll be even more difficult to manage. So apart from coming up with the device, we also have a Ikshana community where we are trying to spread awareness about this condition. So as of now, we have 40 women part of the group, and we are hoping to grow further.
So at what stage is the product?
Yeah, so the platform is ready and we are doing some clinical validation tests. So this product, it actually started in IISc Bangalore, and the IISc Health Center itself, we have collaborated with them and we are doing some tests for the platform itself. The wearable is also ready, but we haven't started tests there. Recently, we got the Big Biotech grant, and we are our plan is to start working with that grant towards first to make it fully compliant to medical standards, and to then take it out for pre-compliance testing and other aspects. But I think the clinical trial will require the maximum amount of funds, which we are looking to start in about 8 or 12 months from now. And we've already started preparing for that, and I think that will require huge funding because of the number of people who will have to be involved. Oh, it's been great actually. Even before this, IKP has helped us a lot to develop our work, and at every stage towards meeting with people and getting mentorship and other aspects. And to come here and to meet all of them together at once was also great. We've also attended a lot of workshops here, which have been very helpful. So there was one workshop on term sheets which we attended yesterday evening, and we didn't know a lot of these things, and to hear directly from someone who otherwise is on the other side of the table to understand what their perspective is very helpful.
Hi, I'm Vaibhav Bhatia, CEO of Lamarck Biotech. We are a company dedicated to drug product formulations. We make thermostable formulations for existing clinically approved biologics like insulin, vaccines, and many antibodies. Idea is we want to make sure that all these life-saving medicines are accessible in the deepest pockets of the earth. And one of the reasons this is not happening is because most of these biologics are temperature sensitive, means they have to be stored in refrigerated systems. And forget about refrigeration, there is electricity is a trouble in a big part of the world. And we are making room temperature stable formulations to reach these places independent of cold chain. So you can store our insulin, which is our flagship product, at room temperature for around 2 years without losing any activity. It's not just it's the room temperature stable. In addition, it provides you better quality than any existing product in the market. We have done head-to-head comparisons with different drug products in the market, and we have shown 5 times better stability for our product than many experiments. We are now working in strategic collaborations with big pharma companies as for insulin, to make sure that we are able to reach market in a pretty quick way, where we can have a shorter clinical studies and try to be able to access a big part of the market, especially companies who are trying to reach these zones of globe which are not accessible currently, especially Middle East, Africa, Latin America, where the cold chain is not very exact. That's what we do. So as I mentioned, we are using a clinically approved drug substance in a partnership, and we are developing a drug formulation and going for what we call IND application within the next 12 months, using some what we call big-based studies, porcine studies required for this, preclinical, and some advanced analytical studies with third parties. When we say full commercial, as I said, we work in strategic collaboration, and just to make sure that the strategic collaboration becomes a reality, where it's a paid collaboration, we are expecting to spend around 1 to 1.5 million rupees, which is still phase 1 clinical trials. And in case we have to go for manufacturing ourselves, which we'll have to decide later after 18 months, that could be a bigger expense, but that's the latest stage for sure. Means in this case, we have to apply for all these after the clinical validation is done. So current stage, as I mentioned, we plan to use clinically validated drug substances. So we may not require many certifications for the drug substance, the API part. Only at the drug product level there could be changes. So it is reduced, but we have to apply for all of them once the clinical trials are done. IKP, has been organizing this for 3 years. Last 3 years, I have been attending it, and it has been great networking even for me. I have met kind of every sector, regulatory, manufacturing, planning. So I have met people, the top class people from every sector. It has been great. To Dipankita ma'am, Vishu, they have been organizing this, in the best possible manner for many years that I have seen. I just talked to one of your person, and it's a great thing. In fact, I was thinking why it's called My Startup. And I was like, okay, it's my startup. So and it's a very empathetic way, and really, most of the startups, they don't have that kind of money to do their marketing and to reach to the people, to get the brain space. It's a real effort that people are putting in. Really, thank you for that.
Hi, I'm Rajesh Yadav, CEO of Aerobasis Innovations Private Limited. We are an IIT Hyderabad incubated startup. We are incubated at Center for Healthcare Entrepreneurship. We basically develop medical devices, smart medical devices for ICU care products. So our first device is Jeevan Light, what you see right in front of you. It's an adult and pediatric based ventilator which can be controlled from a distance. It has an IoT feature. That's a key feature that we required during COVID times. That's when we wanted the help from the doctors. When doctors are in close contact with the patients, they might get the contamination from them. So that's when we thought if we can control the device from a distance is what our overall idea was. We have a tab over here, 10-inch tab, which can be detached also and can be controlled from anywhere from from nearby, or also if you want to control the whole system. In a rural setup, you have some doctors, and there's a doctor, well-established, experienced doctor in city, and they want to control the system, see what is their exact current monitoring status. That also they can do it by logging into the system. That's a key feature. In terms of cost, we have placed ourselves at 4 lakhs. As we compare with respect to our competitors, they will be like costing around 15 lakhs. With that, we have 1/3 is the price is what we were, the major part, a novelty which you want to place. We are already deployed 65 units. So using support from USAID and other different partners, government partners like Department of Science and Technology, Department of Biotechnology, and BIOTech. This is like a very ideal product for anyone who's from tier 2 cities. They have like very small bed size of 10 to 15, and they want to afford for upgrading their hospitals to as compared to a tier 1. That's a market which we have tapped in, which is a market which is not so far tapped in by the international brands. So because of the cost advantage, they are very keen to buy our units. That's why we have 200 plus pre-orders right now that we're currently working around to build the inventory and scaling up. That's our major goal in the next 6 months. We do have 3 products in our portfolio. This is the second device which we are working. The first one is the differential lung ventilation. That's the world's first differential lung ventilation. Though we consider lung as a single organ, there's like 2 different compartments. If one lung is infected more than the other, can we do it a differential way is what our hypothesis. With that, we did the initial set of product. It's almost an upgraded version of this, where you have 2 different flow rate, 2 different pressure, and then each lung can get different pressure. That's the first device. The third device is the JB Fit. It's like a smart vital monitor. It's like a watch which you can wear it. It will be able to collect SpO2 vital monitors, and that can be connected to a system. It will be like a full like feedback loop where the diagnosis will be done by the watch and the therapeutics will be given by the system. So that's like we're trying to tap into all this devices which is required for critical care. That's how we are trying to get into the market. So we are looking for raising $2 to $3 million at an evaluation of 100 crore. That's like next set of plan. This for increasing the scale up, where we have a target of around reaching 1,000 unit sale by end of 2023 and 2024. That's like we are part of a Mission Bharat program where we want to deploy this ICU care products in rural setup, so that the rural setup people who have these kind of problems, they don't have to be dependent on a tier 1 city. They have to travel all the way to a city. They lose their daily jobs. It's not just them, the relative also lose it. And they go to a burden of paying the loan. So those things can be dropped down if we can deploy these kind of units into a rural setup and enhance their quality of care. We are looking for CE certification. So we have finished almost 50% of the paperwork. We are now looking for it. So it will take around next 3 to 4 months to get the certification in process. And then we are open for European, Asian and African market. IKMC 2022 has been a great experience. We have been part of this IKP for a long time, and this is a great exposure for any startup like us at whatever stage you are, even prototype or in a commercial stage. It helps us to connect with the investors who are coming in, and also to pitch your ideas to new people who are looking to invest also. And also there are sometimes you also look for internships, and someone who wants to join the company to also get an exposure. That's something which we are currently exploring. Let's see how things works out.
I am Nimisha Parekh, Dr. Nimisha Parekh. I am heading the production division at Serigen Mediproducts Private Limited. So basically, Serigen is a innovation-driven tissue regeneration products company. So basically, it leverages the material science based on of silk protein. So at present, company having a portfolio of 3 different products where we target the advanced wound care, orthopedics and breast cancer surgeries. So basically we are the world's first company who has an approval, who has successfully done silk in bone repair. So we successfully cleared the first round of clinical trials, and now we have a permission to conduct the pilot trial for bone repairs. Serigen has a multidisciplinary team which comprises of a very premier institute like the MIT, then University of Delaware, then GE, then IIT Mumbai. So basically we have a 3 products. So one product is we already launched in market before few months. So it is an advanced wound care product where there is an advantage of non-adhesiveness. So that is specifically designed for like burning wounds and diabetic foot ulcers, the wounds which oozes out the things. The second product is a Serios, which is, as I said, that we have cleared the first round of clinical trials where we implanted in 10 human patients. It is specifically for bone repair, and we have seen that as compared to the global standards, we have seen 2 times better performance in the human patients. And our third product, which is named as a Serimat, which is we specifically designed for soft tissue regenerations, and we have initiated its trial at Apollo Hospital in Bangalore for breast cancer surgeries basically. And yes, we recently closes the first round of our investment, and we need a huge fund for next round. So if you believe that we do some exciting, then please join us on this journey. As I said, out of these 3 products, 1 product we have already launched. Now we need next year for our pivotal trial for bone repair, which is our second trial. So we hope that early next 2024, we are able to launch this Serios for bone tissue repair product. And we will need some time for our third product as it is under R&D and clinical trials. Here the target customers are different, right? Like for our first product, any surgeon can use wound care. But yes, specifically whenever there is a diabetic, and you know India is a diabetic hub, so it is a huge market for that things. And for bone surgeries also, if we look up the bone fractures ratio, then India is the second largest one for bone fractures, who uses bone void fillers for the bone surgeries. So for this product also we are having a very good market. And if I talk about my third product, then right now in India there is no other alternative available in Indian made which can support this type of breast cancer reimplantation surgeries. Whatever product surgeons are using, that is imported. So not every patient is afford that product. So for that also the doctors are very exciting and waiting that when can we launch this product. First of all, it is a natural product. As currently surgeons are using ceramic based products. So with respect to that, mechanically also this natural product is very stiff and bearable, load bearable, as well as it is a natural product, so it is degraded inside the body. So there is no removal surgery is needed for this bone tissue repair.
Hi, I am Nitin Avasthi and I am representing RCapsys Techno Solutions Private Limited. I am a co-founder and my other founder is Mr. Kishore. And this particular device has been a smart inhaler, an expert inhaler, which is supposed to be creating adherence, and it is also supposed to be teaching the people as to how do they use the normal asthmatic inhalers. So this is a BLE connected device in which the information from the mobile phone can be transferred to the inhaler as well as on the other side also. So this particular device is a very smart device which can remind you when to take the medication and how to take the medication. So there is a procedure how you are supposed to be inhaling, where you are supposed to be blowing out the air from your mouth and then pressing it and then inhaling it so that the medication actually goes and resides inside the lungs properly. So this particular device will be able to identify when you are supposed to be taking the medication. So it can remind you with the method of vibration or a beep or both, and it can also identify, because it has got a device like gyro and an accelerometer inside, with which it can find out at what particular angle did you take it. It has got a timekeeping IC with which you can find out at what particular time did you take the medication, and so we can also get a lot of adherence for your medication so that you don't miss your medication on time. There are two types of medications. One is called as the maintenance dose, and the other one is only when it is required. So the patients who are supposed to be taking it on a regular basis, this particular device is very, very important for them, so that their asthma does not get flared up, and they can make sure that there are no asthma flare-ups. This particular thing is not there right now, but using our algorithms, we wish that after some particular time with our machine learning algorithm, we'll be able to predict that if a certain kind of condition is prevailing, which can be on the weather, which can be on the things which are ongoing in his personal life, which is based on a survey, then we might be able to predict that you might have a next flare-up at this particular time. So as of now, we are in the prototype stage where this particular device is, you can say, 70% ready, and we are expecting that with all the testing and all, it should be ready to go into the market within 6 months. From the technology side, we have been able to basically cover up all the things. So after this, we need to get connected with the right partner. So we are in talks with some of the pharmaceutical giants, and with them, we'll be able to bring it to the market in a much better way. Our device is going to be exactly the same. Maybe it might be slightly broader in size because of the extra added electronics into it, but the size and the shape and the method of usage will be exactly the same. Since this particular device is going to be slightly smarter, so we can expect that when compared to a normal inhaler, it might be at double the cost. So if a medicine is being in the market for about 300 to 500 rupees, this particular device should be in the market for about 800 to 1500 rupees. There are 33 crore patients worldwide, out of which 2 crore patients are in India alone. Since it is a regular thing and it is a multiple usage device that we are trying to make it, so it should not be too much of a problem for a person to afford. And nowadays, I believe 1000 to 1500 rupees is not a very big deal for any of the middle class family also to afford. And this will make sure that this is typically to be used by the young generation, or you can say the young friends, the kids, and the very elderly people who might forget to take their medications on time. So this is typically important for them to be using this.
I'm Dr. Rajkumar Kishore, representing Huawei and Women Orchids Private Limited, which was incorporated in 2014 and located at, and I'm the managing director and the chief scientist of our company. And we are a group of plant breeders who are working on breeding orchids, because we have India is having rich resource of natural orchids, but they are yet to be translated into the country. So our attempt is to breed orchids and develop commercial lines which can be supplied to nurserymen as well as to end users, which are the growers, orchid growers in India. And secondly, India is depending upon Thailand, Taiwan, Singapore, Malaysia, etc. and importing orchids, huge amount of orchids every year. So our attempt is to reduce the import lots of imports lots, so that if we manufacture, we develop good commercial lines of orchids, then we can supply it to Indian growers. This is our the second objective. Indian market, it is big and to the quantum of say $1 million of that sort. every year, but it is increasing year-wise. There are different types of orchids, like there are tropical types, temperate types, and depending on the different agroclimatic regions, like whatever orchids we have developed, they can be cultivated or grown in different parts of India, ranging from these temperate, subtropical, tropical. We have bred more than 200 the new hybrid orchids, and out of this, we have successfully registered 17 of them with the Royal Horticultural Society. We are at the pre-commercialization stage, and the technology readiness level is at 7. So we are having a R&D type of laboratory which is over low scale. So we are planning for scaling up for commercial production. Yeah, we have invested through our other funding agencies and our own fund to the tune of say 1.4 crore at the moment, and we are looking for another 5-6 crore for the commercial scale production. It is a great experience because we got associated with IKMC, IKP since 2014. And we enjoyed and we learned new things from IKMC. It's a great experience, and we like connecting the other new people and new investors, etc.
On the occasion of International Women's Day, HITEX Hyderabad organized Business Women Expo from 10th to 12th of March 2023. The expo saw the participation of 225 exhibitors from 15 states. Mystartuptv spoke to few of the women entrepreneurs at the event. Listen in.
I started off in 2017, May 2017. Before that, I was working in a corporate, and I quit and I joined and I started it off. It's a completely bootstrap organization. All my savings and everything, I kind of worked on it. I did not have any formal training, but I was very passionate about designing for a very long time. The core idea that what triggered was not finding the right type of clothes for my son. That kind of triggered the idea that if it is happening with me, there would be many other moms who are not really able to find something similar. Now we have a lot of women who are doing fantastic job, but then that's how I started off. I primarily design for boys. I'm very comfortable doing boys. The clothings are very colorful. I work majorly with textile. Cotton is something that I really work on, and colors. I work with colors. A lot of colorful food. So you can see my stall. It's very colorful. I started off with the name Asi Tattva. The meaning of that is be in your elements. However, a lot of people were not really able to really understand what is the meaning of this. Though the meaning is very simple, but Devanagari script mein Asi means, main, ya apna, right? And Tattva is again, apne Tattva mein. So mera concept ye tha that we will be like apne Tattva mein rahiye, be in your elements. But that concept was not really, people had a lot of challenges. They were like, misconstruing the entire name. Feedback from my customers. So in 2021, we kind of had a brainstorming session. All my clients kind of, surveyed. I launched a small survey. They gave me the feedbacks. We did a thing with all my friends and all. And therefore, I simplified it to Mini. So my name is Mini and Mini. And since my partner is in crime is my 8-year-old son, so therefore it's Minis. So that's how I have named it. And I design for boys and girls, at a startup, when I initially started up, it was initially for just young boys. Slowly I moved into teens as well. So I have a lot of the feedback from the teens have been fantastic. So now they have something more wearable as such, frocks and stuff like that. So that's what I'm doing. From what I do is right from the concept, in terms of what kind of design should I do, to what kind of textile to be used, where to source the textile from, the drafting in terms of how the patterning has to be, and all of that is done in my workshop. So nothing is outsourced. Everything is with my team. It's primarily colors. I'm intrigued by colors, how colors work. That is one, and textile. I'm intrigued by textile too. So colors and textile is something that I don't know. That's like my core inspiration. So I love different types of textile, and anything which is not pokey, because I'm a kids designer. So anything which is comfortable. So if you wear it in the morning, and you are sorted. So that's the core idea that I have in my mind when I do my designing. My son recently has started doing caricatures. Now I'm like thinking that how do I bring about those caricatures on the textile? How do I do that? Okay, so inspiration comes from all kinds of places for me. Colors again, what's in vogue, what's not in vogue. I'm sorry, I don't follow that that trend. What is the feel, what is the vibe right now? Therefore I just go with that. What's the vibe, what are people kind of wanting right now? That's how I do it. Okay, so the start off is from 250 to then when it comes to customization, it goes up to 30-35 as such.
On the occasion of International Women's Day, Biotech Hyderabad organized Business Women Expo from 10th to 12th of March 2023. The expo saw the participation of 225 exhibitors from 15 states. Mystartuptv spoke to few of the women entrepreneurs at the event. Listen in.
So the brand name is Prakriti Nature Ka Touch. So I have started this brand like 1.5 years back. We make all natural, Ayurvedic and organic with a blend of science and Ayurveda products for the coming generation to give them the touch of ancient India and also the touch of today's technology science going on. We have everything from bath care to body care. We have a moisturizer, we also have a lipsticks. Like we have everything that are even safe for a born baby to be used. So there are some tests called cosmetology tests, okay, in which they check how long can the product be there in the air. Abhi aap open karke chhod do to what will be the changes going on. They will test also on people with different skin and body types. So they will use the products for 6 months and then the results will come out. That way it goes. As I told you, I'm a master's in biotechnology. I used to work as a junior scientist. Then after that, I got married and I came here. I worked as a preschool teacher and something and all those things. So I saw children very close. So when my daughter was born, I was in search of very good products. So I'm from a very good financial background. So I searched for everything. I could get even the international brands, but nothing helped. Whenever I turned back and had a list of ingredients going on, it literally struck my head because I know them. Ye chemical, I use it in the lab for like cleaning the floor. It is there in something that is supposed to be going into your skin layers or into your body. So this should not happen. So then I did some research and I studied some articles. I went through my old books. So after that, I got to know that these products go into your skin. They manipulate your hormone level. And especially for the girl childs, the menopause issues, the menstrual issues for the little girls that is happening. the getting periods really faster at a very younger age, and then losing your hair at a very younger age, premature graying, these all are related to all these products. See, a small example is हम घर पे बच्चों को खाना भी 6 महीने बाद देते हैं after 6 months, but these products go into their body from day 1. Just think how careful you should be while choosing these products. I don't want my baby, my daughter, to suffer through all these process for the getting pregnant or anything in the future thing. I would never want her to go through these injections or the medicines or anything. Never. For a boy child, it might not, it is not a big issue, but they also have many issues for the same issues, for the same things. So, nahi, I don't want, I can't see it. It emotionally shakes me to the core of my heart. So, jaise my daughter, I would want even the other daughters to be safe. So, I want to make the younger generation chemical free. That is it. So we have a website, we sell on website. You can also come through Instagram, and we also sell on Amazon. We have around 30 to 35 products. We can also customize any product according to your skin type. You can come to me and say that I'm having this and this issue. So we can make the product according to your skin types on the pre-order. No, because that is a very risky job. I don't want any little tiny mistake to go with this. I've already faced that. I've given it for third-party manufacturing. Since even I have manufacturing, I have given them my recipe formulation and told them to do something. What they did, they mixed a cheaper level of chemical, which I totally avoid in my thing. Jisko SLS bolte. Most of them know that. It is for lathering. And they have done that. Because I have, from the background, I got to know it on the first look that you have done something wrong in this. So these things scare me a little. I want to be direct to the customer. I don't want to add anything. Yes, everybody can afford this. It is not like that, only this range of people. If you can't afford this, I tell you how you can make it at home for your more easier way. Maybe you cannot formulate the exact thing, but very closer to that, at least environment friendly, at least friendly to your skin. That way I can help. So I do provide trainings as well to make all these natural products at home.
So, good evening all. I'm Nivedita, CTO and co-founder of Man Innovations. So, we create virtual reality simulators to train healthcare professionals in the healthcare industry. So, we basically have two set of modules. One is the custom-made modules, another is the library modules of the surgical procedures and as well as the diagnostic and emergency training. When it comes to the library modules, we have nursing and EMS training, which is the emergency training, where there will be a set of pre-designed template where anybody can go in, they can get trained themselves using the by wearing the virtual headsets. And when it comes to the custom-made modules, for example, if you are a doctor and you wanted to do a surgery, what happens is we will be providing you a virtual module, a simulator, which will be helping you in pre-surgical planning. That is, you will be getting practiced before doing that surgery. Okay. The next thing is, if you are doing that surgery, you will be educating your patient on that surgery, right? So we also provide VR immersive patient education modules to them. Apart from that, we also provide diagnostic tools for them. For example, if there are medical images like CT or MRI scans, using our software, they can convert the images into 3D visualization form where they can easily understand where the anomaly actually presented. They can, with more accuracy, if they are placing any kind of implant or if they are cutting down the tumor, they wanted to know what are the data points, where they are supposed to do. So everything will be done in the VR environment itself. So right now, we have actually got Startup India grant, and we have also signed with STPI for an investment of 25 lakhs with an equity exchange of 3%. And we are right now scaling up. Yes, so we have 21 clients so far. We have been working with a lot of services in healthcare, mainly for product demonstration of medical devices and the other things that I have said, surgical modules, patient education modules, medical illustrations. So these are the things that we do. So our consumers are doctors as well as the patients. as I have said, there are two kinds of models. For the library models, it would be the hospital, because there won't be any nurse who will be preferring for a particular model. It would be the hospital who they will be the decision making authority. But when it comes to the custom made models, that time that will be the doctor. For example, I'm a surgeon, I'm going to do a cardio surgery, something like that. So I wanted a simulator to train myself. So at that time, doctor will be our customer. For the library modules, we have subscription of 1.5 to 2 lakhs per year, where we will be providing the hardware infrastructure as well as the software model, and for a limited seats. For example, about 50 to 100 nurses can be trained with that module for an year. When it comes to the custom made modules, it differs. For example, it ranges between 3.5 lakhs to 7 lakhs. So it depends on the complexity of the content that we create. So it was really exciting because I myself, we are actually biomedical engineers. So this is something like into biotech, where we were looking for, we came to know about a lot of inventions into biotech and as well as nanotech. And what we thought is, since it is biotech, we thought like we won't be getting any kind of connections or we won't be getting any kind of interaction. But it was completely not that. Like we got to interact with a lot of doctors, a lot of people who were interested into our things. They even experienced through our headsets. So it was really amazing.
Hi, this is Nalini. I'm a director for Levin Bakers Private Limited. We are making millet-based parathas made using fermentation technology, which is one of its kind. We are also in the process of patenting the technology. We are making millet-based parathas, which are currently not available in the market. And by using fermentation, we are able to make millets, enhance the taste and texture of millets, and make it more palatable to the modern customers. If you see, today's modern days, making chapatis have become a cumbersome process for the modern customers, every household. It's also difficult for students to get healthy, nutritious food, and they have to depend on the local eateries and packed food, again compromising on their health and taste. So we have identified the problem to this solution. We have come up with more tasty, healthy chapatis, which is a better alternative to the homemade ones. And with fermentation, we have been able to increase and enhance the taste and texture of millets, because millet is again the food for future. We are all facing nutritional issues. Every kid, there are so many kids who are who are malnutrition. So even the government, we as an individual have to do something to combat this problem. And when we see millets was our ancestral food, and that time we didn't have so many lifestyle diseases, lifestyle problems. But after consuming the modern food more like rice and wheat, we have also started getting a lot of other problems. So now it's a time that we have to go back to our ancestors' food. But again, then we are not used to eating millets. They are hard, they are brittle. It's very difficult to make millets. So we have come up with this solution. These are ready to eat. This is also soft, as good as the wheat parathas that we are used to, and also more palatable. It's tastier. With fermentation, we have been able to increase the shelf life naturally. This we have tested 21 days, and it was good with all parameters. So it can last for 21 days in the refrigerator. Currently, we are used to the product.
It's an eye disease from which almost 60 million people are affected worldwide, and it goes undiagnosed. So you may have glaucoma, right, in one of your eye, and since you open is a test in a VR. It's essentially kind of a game where you can wear this VR headset and do a testing for glaucoma. And typically the traditional devices, they are big and bulky, costing about 25 lakh rupees.